Welcome back to Workout Wednesday. I'm here at the bottom of Gates Pass in Tucson, Arizona. Today I'm going to be showing you the workout I'm doing, and we're also going to chat about why I'm doing the workout. Like, what's the purpose of the workout? How does it help you physically? I've done all the different types of workouts and the different styles of workouts, which means periodization, no periodization, high volume, low intensity, high intensity, low volume. And we're gonna chat today what my experience has been with those different types of workouts and how they've impacted me. Let's start with the first part of the workout. You're gonna do 30 to 60 minutes at 40 to 50% of your FTP. You need a power meter for these workouts. You can do it off a heart rate. I wouldn't recommend it. If you're serious about getting fitter, going faster, and becoming a better cyclist, you have to invest in a power meter. So once you get the warm up done, 30 minutes to an hour, you're gonna go straight into 12 minutes at 65% of your FTP, and that's at a free cadence. Let's get that done, and we're gonna go to the next part of the workout. The first part of the main set is gonna be 3 times 4 minutes at 90% of your FTP. But the trick on these is to never go below 90%. What I do is only watch my lap average, hit lap, get up to 90% as quick as I can, and then make sure my watts never go below 90%. We're doing 3 times 4 minutes with 4 minutes in between. Let's get this done, and then we'll go to the next part, next main set of the workout. The next part of the main set, we're gonna do 7 times 1 minute, and it's broken out like this. 50 seconds at 100% of your FTP, seated, low cadence. 10 seconds at 130% of your FTP, high cadence. We're gonna take 1 minute between these, 1 minute on, 1 minute off. Let's get these done. I'm interested to see how these feel. Just finished that last one, and it hurt coming up Gates Pass here. At the top, let's go down, and we got 2 more sets to go. Up next, we're gonna do 10 minutes at 65% free cadence, another medium zone, tempo, fat burning zone, whatever you like to call it. Let's get that done, and we're almost home free. Let's go. After the 10 minutes, you take a 5-minute break, and then for the last little bit, we're gonna do 20 minutes at 50% of your FTP, but every 2 minutes, a 5-second sprint. So that will give you 10 sprints. Let's get that done, and then we're gonna chat about how these workouts work, why I do them, the different workouts I've done over the years, and what I find most effective. So let's start with periodization. So I know periodization is what a lot of the pros use. So what is periodization? Well, let's say at the end of your season, you take a full month off, then you start back in, high volume, low intensity, and then you start to build towards intensity. I did that for 2 years. I found it worked really well for me, but the last year I fell completely off. And what I mean by that was, by the end of last year, I was just cooked. Like, I had nothing left of me. And, well, I guess it would have been the end of 2 years ago. I had nothing left. And when I got off the bike, I got off for about a month. And when I got back on, it took me a long time, months, to get my fitness back. So I'm trying this new type of training with Tom Danielson at Cinch Cycling. At maximum, you take 4 days off. And I'm finding I like this a lot better, but the workouts aren't as crazy. More intensity throughout the week, but less volume. And I find that's working better for me. So this workout today would definitely be a threshold, high-end workout that would be good to simulate races. Most of the workouts that I do are to simulate races. So when you jump back into a race in the off season, you don't feel all out of sorts. You feel like you can keep up with those accelerations. Things that have worked, the two things that have worked for me the most was one, getting a coach. Now, a big question, every time I say get a coach in a video, someone says, well, what if you can't afford a coach? If you're really serious about getting fast, I would definitely try and figure out a way of getting a coach. Now, the second thing that's really helped me is making a change whenever I felt like I stagnated. So anytime that I felt like I wasn't gaining any fitness or things were stagnating for me, I made a big change. And usually that change was changing coaches, finding a new coach, but also increasing volume, changing my diet, making my diet better, stuff like that. So anytime that I found I was stagnating, I tried to make a big change. In terms of the science behind the workouts, I don't really know much about that. There's an awesome channel, Dylan Johnson. His videos are all science-based, based on studies. And if you're looking for something that like does more of the science-based stuff, he is definitely your go-to guy. I am more of, I just like to do it. I like to do it and see what works for me, what doesn't work for me. The science stuff, my feeling on the science stuff is yes, it's 100% important you follow the science, but I feel like, you know, 10 years ago, how long power meters were, when did people start using power meters? 5 years ago? So the sport is evolving so much and so quickly. Obviously things we're doing now are better than things we were doing 5 years ago. And I think the things we're doing 5 years from now are better than the things we're doing now. So I think the most important thing is to stay up on what's happening and just keep changing and keep trying to evolve to become better. Because I think the athletes 10 years from now are gonna be way better than the athletes currently. So I think what's important is staying in front of that and like just trying to stay up on the changes, the innovations. And I think a big innovation coming down the pipe, and I know I mentioned this in some of my other videos, is eating more. Like I've seen Astana and Michelin Scott talk about eating 80 to 120 grams of carbs per hour. And that's crazy, that's a lot of food. And so that could be a new innovation. So I think the big takeaways from this are, number one, hire a coach if you can. Number two, make a big change if you're stagnating. New coach, more training hours, better diet, better sleep. Just try and make a big change if you're stagnating. And two and three, keep up on the science, keep up on the innovation. Sports in general are innovating tremendously over the years. Look at MMA. Look at how much MMA's changed. It's crazy. And how much better the players are. Or basketball, how the game of basketball has changed over the years. Some say for the better, some say for the worst. I'm not a big basketball fan. But my point is, things are continually changing, so stay on top of them. I got a lot of stuff coming. I got some videos that I've been promising to do. Those ones are coming, comparing the Dura-Ace 9270 to the SRAM Axis. That one's coming for sure next week. I got the e-bike that someone gave me. I'm doing a video on that. Tons of stuff coming. So I come home and my daughter asked me if I want to see a dead rattlesnake. Tell them what you told me.
If you flip it over, which I had to flip it over, I had gloves on.
Why don't you flip it over?
Bare hands?
Huh?
My bare hands?
I got some gloves.
You can see all this stuff. And you probably think that's dirt.
What is this stuff? Those are leaves?
No, these are not. This is the...
That's the skin?
This is the scales.
Huh.
I'm right under, this is skin. This is the skin. But if you look at all this stuff, these... I don't know, those are little rocks. But if you look at all this stuff that's dried and under there, yeah, that's not dirt. That's dried up snake. That's because it's under the skin, so that it just went. What's all this stuff here? This. That little bone there. This is bone. Yeah. This is a rib. And this is dried skin. Where's the head? I can't see the head. I looked for it. Like. You think it's around up in there? This, I'm assuming is the tail. It's all curled up. The head would be right here. The head, but it just got ripped off. It either fell off or got ripped off by something. But the head would be right here because of the way that's curled up and its body.
You think Mom's gonna still use that dish to cook some stuff in? That pan?
Maybe. I don't know.
Don't care?
Yeah. She said use a baking dish, so.
Alright, so what are you gonna do with it?
I don't know.
It doesn't smell though, which is interesting.
Probably because it's mostly
Gone?
like, gone, yeah.
We learned something new today. Got my 10-year-old teaching me about rattlesnakes, which is nice.
I want to peel the skin off and keep it.
Yeah? Make a souvenir?
Yeah.
Alright, I gotta get in the shower and change. Love you guys.